Hi everyone. I'll begin today's book read in a beautiful topic that is abundance from New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, creating a better life. And before that, as usual, I'll make announcements. We're having a wonderful book club that's called Philosopher's Stone Book Club, and this gift book read is part of Philosopher's Stone Book Club. And we meet every Sunday and we discuss some unexplored areas of life, and we fill ourselves and our minds and our emotions with this newfound energy through that platform, and we walk through the entire week with a different perspective to life, and then we meet again on Sunday. So that's the idea of book club, coming together, meeting like-minded people and filling yourself with a different kind of energy. Beyond all of that, I'll begin the book read on today, which the topic is abundance and what does abundance mean to us. So the word abundance somewhere is connecting to wealth, money, and finances. Somewhere, it connects to that. But there is a larger and deeper meaning that we got to understand, and that's what Eckhart Tolle is going to talk about today. So I'm going to begin the read and see what all shows up for you, what all you need to know right now, and that is going to come in this chapter. So who you think you are is also intimately connected with how you see yourself treated by others. Yesterday we did this beautiful chapter, Who You Think You Are. And in that chapter, we learned that, we perceive ourselves into this small little thing, relating us to a limitation of our expectations of, how the world should be and how things should function. And rising above it, there is this bigger version of us, our full potential, which we have yet not tapped into. And most of us are resistant to even tap into that power because it's a big source of power. So here the chapter begins with this connection to who you think you are, and that it says that who you think you are is also intimately connected with how you see yourself treated by others. This is how we perceive ourselves, that everything in the world is what we are. And many people complain that others do not treat them well. So if people are not treating us well, we begin to think that maybe we are not a good person, or we don't deserve enough, or we are not worth it. I don't get any respect, attention, recognition, acknowledgement, they say. I'm being taken for granted. And when people are kind, they suspect hidden motives. So when somebody is kind to them, somebody is loving to them, people start feeling uncomfortable. They feel that there has to be something deeper, something personal, something selfish over here, that person wants from me. People cannot take kindness. Because nobody in the world has ever, told them or given them or shown them that kind of a kindness, is where people think that there has to be a hidden motive in there. And others want to manipulate me, take advantage of me. Nobody loves me. All of this is how we see in the world, and this is how we perceive the world and ourselves. Who they think they are is this: I'm a needy little me whose needs are not being met. This basic misperception of who they are creates dysfunction in all their relationships. Now this little need that we have, that only if other people respect me, only if other people pay attention to me or recognize me or acknowledge me, is where I feel complete, is where I feel satisfied, is where I feel loved. When we have this little need of how I should be met with the world and how world should meet me. Now that creates dysfunction in all relationships. They believe they have nothing to give and that the world or other people are withholding from them what they need. They have it, but they don't want to give me. Their entire reality is based on an illusionary sense of who they are. It sabotages situations, mars all relationships, and if the thought of lack, whether it be money, recognition, or love, has become part of who you think you are, you will always experience lack. Wow. So all this far, I was wondering, there is nothing written about money over here, but see the deep root of abundance, or having opposite of what is abundance, that is lack, lies in the dysfunction of a relationship and how we treat ourselves based on how other treating us. So let's read again and let's make sense of this. The basic misperception of who they are creates dysfunction in all relationships, and they believe they have nothing to give and the world or other people are withholding them what they need. Their entire reality is based on illusionary sense of who they are. It sabotages situations, mars all relationships, and if the thought of lack, whether it is be it money, recognition, or love, has become part of who you think you are, you will always experience lack. Rather than acknowledging the good that is already in our life. How beautiful. So sometimes, while we get into this perception of seeing and mapping everything on how world is treating us from or with, we get into this typical mindset out of habit of lack. That whatever we have is not enough, whatever attention that we are getting is not enough, whatever respect that I'm getting is not enough, whatever recognition and acknowledgement I'm getting is not enough. And that lack takes us away from what we already have. Possibly we do have a beautiful house and we do have all the required comfort. We had been safe throughout this pandemic time, or all the basic necessities were easily available to us during this time. None of our family member ever had to seek or beg for anything during this time. While world was going on a chaos, we were safe, or we had all this other comfort. Instead of looking at that, we begin to look at what we don't have. We begin to less appreciate life that we already have. Acknowledging the good that is already in your life is the foundation of all abundance. So what is abundance? Acknowledging what you already have, what you're already enjoying, what is already given to you, gifted to you. The fact is, whatever you think the world is withholding from you, now this is very important, you are withholding from the world. We feel world is not willing to give me this, but in reality, we are not willing to give that to the world. Like if in the present time, with the age of Aquarius, you're looking to connect with sustainable businesses. We've asked a lot of people to make the event viral so that people who are genuine seekers can get part of it. But somewhere, we withhold that, withhold that okay, we don't not necessary to pass that on. And the entire time we may be passing on to all the rest of the messages, all the forwards, all the other important things. But when it comes to giving something genuine to the world, to the planet who's given us all these beautiful things, our life exists on this planet, when it comes to that, somewhere we become hesitant, you know. So what if we're receiving something, pass it on, is what it's trying to say. I just gave a simple example to make sense of it. You are withholding it because deep down you think you're small and that you have nothing to give. Oh. And try this for a couple of weeks and see how it changes your reality. Now, there's a beautiful example that Eckhart Tolle is giving us. Whatever you think people are withholding from you, praise, appreciation, assistance, loving care, and so on, give it to them. You don't have it? Just act as if you have it all, and it will come. Then soon after you start giving, you will start receiving. You cannot receive what you don't give. Outflow determines inflow. Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you already have, but unless you allow it to flow out, you won't even know that you have it. This is so beautiful. Again, lack is kind of, it brings up the greed. And, in our cultures, in our scriptures, in our religion somewhere, it says that, greed is not good, let go of the greed. But what is greed? Greed is coming from this small little thing called lack. Very tiny little substance. And it's because we feel that we don't have enough is where we are not willing to give to others. And when we don't give to others, we don't even know that something exists with us. We already have that flow coming. Until we don't open the door, it will not go out. And if it won't go out, it will not fall in. The law that outflow determines inflow is expressed by many religions in the powerful image, give and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over will be put into your lap. The source of all abundance is not outside you, it is part of who you are. However, start by acknowledging and recognizing abundance without. See the fullness of life all around you. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the display of the magnificent flowers outside, and the floor is sharp, biting into succulent fruit, or getting soaked in an abundance of water falling from the sky. The fullness of life is there at every step. And because somewhere we are so stuck in our day-to-day routine life, that autopilot life, we have to do this, and after that we have to do that, and after that we have to do this. In that autopilot life, we actually miss out the beauty and the abundance of life that is present with us every minute, every second. And if we begin to enjoy that, abundance flows automatically. Wow. The acknowledgement of that abundance that is all around you awakens the dormant abundance within. When we acknowledge the abundance outside, it's something within awakens. And then let it flow out. And when you smile at a stranger, that is already a minute outflow of energy. You become a giver and ask yourself often, what can I give here? Sometimes you don't have to just give money. Sometimes you can just give a smile. And it's given. You just need to ask, what is it that you can give here? And if you give, is what you receive. You don't need to own anything to feel abundant. Although if you feel abundant consistently, things will almost certainly come to you. So abundance is not something that is going to come from the outside. It's saying that it will come from within. If only you being consistent and you know that it is within me. Abundance comes only to those who already have it. It sounds almost unfair, but of course it isn't. It is a universal law. Both abundance and scarcity are inner states that manifest as your reality. It's the inner state, and all all the all the limitations of us kind of blocks the abundance. All the limiting beliefs, all the points of views, all the judgments about how we look at life, how we look at ourselves, and how we we look at the world around limits us, puts us into this pain mode. And until we don't clear these areas, until we don't begin to recognize and becoming aware of these limitations, we cannot tap into the abundance that is within us. And so even, however much money that we have, however much comfort that we have in life, somewhere we never feel enough. We always feel something is missing, something is not satisfied, something is yet to come. And then we keep making bigger goals. It's great, we must make bigger goals, but with a sense of abundance that I already have, so that satisfaction, and I want to add more in my life. Not out of lack, that, oh, I don't have enough, I'm not satisfied in this moment, and so I want to have that happiness. Have we ever known that, we asked for something, we reached there, and then we felt okay, but then it wasn't as happy as I thought I would be. So now I want to make a new goal out of lack, out of scarcity. And what would it feel like to feel complete in within and then add more in life? How beautiful is that feeling? I like that. I'd like to have that. And all the religions in the world put it like this: for to the one who has, more will be given, and for the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And that's where somewhere in the world where we see, there's a sudden shift in the financial reality, the sudden shift in relationships reality. Somewhere we feel, why did that happen to me? Or why did that happen to that person? He was doing so good or she was doing so great. But somewhere, one of the possibilities that somewhere did we really appreciate what we had? And can we begin to do that now? It's a very beautiful, deeper chapter about abundance. And I have begun to believe in the idea that, the moment you completely begin to believe that I have it within me and I don't have to have it from anything else or any place else, is where you begin to act from the sense of strong fulfillment. And then all the rest is just adding more joy and more success and more achievement into your life. It's not that, because of success I will feel complete, it's because of money I will feel complete, or because of a certain relationship I will feel complete. It's a completion within, and then everything else gives you the deeper joy, a deeper satisfaction, and adds more to it, rather than you limiting yourself based on whether, if you achieved success, you're good, you're worth, you're powerful, and if you didn't, then you're not. That part is, that part leaves you. And with that, what all will we never have in our life? What all we will never experience in our life? The stress, the distress, the anxiety, the depression because something didn't happen the way we want, or our expectations were not fulfilled, or we were not satisfied, or not acknowledged or appreciated the way we wanted, all of that didn't happen, and we will not feel left alone, or we will not feel put down, or we will not feel worthless because those things didn't happen, because we know who we truly are. So that was a beautiful chapter. And tomorrow I would read Knowing Yourself and Knowing About Yourself. It's a beautiful chapter, and the way we ended, we truly know who we are. If we can get there, the rest of things fall into place. So we're going to be reading this chapter tomorrow. I'll let you know the time, and see you tomorrow. Take care.